Hey there, it's Grindfest once again. Today, we'll talk about some beginner tips about Genshin Impact. The game can be a bit overwhelming at the beginning, and you may be confused about how to spend your resources, or maybe you just require some basic directions about what to do in general. I felt the same way when I first installed the game. We're gonna start real simple and work from there. Let's begin. First, the movement. If you've started playing, you probably realize there's a dash button that can also be used for running if you hold it. Now, if you actually keep tapping as your dash ends as opposed to holding the button to run, you actually end up moving faster. Or, if you want to save your wrists from carpal tunnel, you can hold the button for about 1 second and after that, your character will keep running until it runs out of stamina even if you stop pressing the button. I also want to add that if you're a PC player, you can use right click to spam dash instead of shift to avoid sticky buttons. Or you can just turn off sticky buttons, but yeah. Also, I want to mention that you can spam jump when climbing to climb faster, but this drains stamina so you can't climb as high. Still, normal climbing is very slow, so I suggest you use climbing patterns that let you rest in between jump spamming so you don't waste time with normal climbing. Also, if you realize your stamina won't hold up when you're gliding or swimming, you can teleport to a waypoint to avoid death if you want. You can also use the airdrop attack, which you can execute by pressing the attack button in the air to avoid fall damage. Additionally, don't forget that Kaya can help you walk on water if you don't have enough stamina to swim across. You can extend the ice path with your main character's Anemo skill when Kaya's skill is on cooldown. My second tip is talk to every NPC at least once if you can. Some of them give you rewards and they really don't have exclamation or question marks above them. None at the left side in the cathedral or this lady's thing on the bench are some examples. Some NPC may also give you hidden quests after you talk to them. For the third tip, make sure you pick up waypoints when you pass through them for future use. Teleporting through waypoints is really important to save time. Also, try not to overuse them in the beginning. The game features a vast world and you can find all kinds of loot if you just explore a little. Speaking of loot, when you're exploring, if you see a glitter-like icon with 4 spikes, that's an Anemoculus or Geoculus. Try to collect them if you can before moving on, since you will need to farm them later on anyway, and they may be hard to find again. I also suggest marking them on your map if you've collected one, since you may want to collect them all later and you don't want to go over the same spot twice. You can also use marks if you found a rare resource you want to come back later when they respawn. You can use 99 marks on your map, so use them. Also, if you see a blue spirit sort of thing, you should know that they reveal a secret chest if you follow them. You can use the Anemoculus or Geoculus you collect to level up stages in the world. Leveling them up gives all kinds of stuff, but most importantly, it increases your stamina. The statues can also heal you. You can set this slider to 100%, and the statues will heal you to maximum when you get near them. This can be useful if you don't have food with you or you simply want to save cooking ingredients for later. While your characters have levels on their own, you also have an account level sort of thing called Adventure Rank, which I'll call AR from now on. As you increase your AR, additional features will unlock, like gliding unlocks at AR 8 I believe, daily missions unlock at 12, or the Battle Pass unlocks at AR 20. Therefore, don't feel bad or confused if you see some features on YouTube that you don't have. Have patience, it unlocks over time. AR increases with almost any activity except killing monsters. I've found that quests improve AR the fastest, but quests aren't infinite, so make sure you explore the world for some collectibles as well to improve AR. If you're confused about what to do next, you can always check your Adventurer's Handbook for suggestions. I also want to say a few words about rerolling. It takes around 20 to 40 minutes to get an ideal point to decide rerolling in the game, and it depends on your speed or how much you want to do before you decide to reroll. Chance of getting a 5-star character in a roll is 6 in a thousand, so I'd say just keep playing if you don't have incredible patience. You will do just fine with 4 stars. Also, the company doesn't support rerolling and may ban your account if they realize you are rerolling. Explaining the ideal reroll pattern would take a long time and this video isn't really about that, so I'll move on. Powering up basically involves leveling up, Ascension, which is an activity where you spend resources to increase your character's level cap after your character can't level up anymore. Consolation, which is an activity where you unlock additional talents with the resources you get from duplicate characters, and talents. I also want to note that you can level up your talents after your ascension increases a few times, so check them out once in a while. As for how many characters to power up, you need like 2 DPS and 2 supports in the endgame content. I suggest starting with a single attacker you like, just focus on him or her at the beginning of the story and work from there. If you didn't get any characters you like yet, you can just invest in the main character. He's basically a 5-star and the main character can change elements as you unlock different zones, so he or she is very flexible. You also don't need to get duplicates to increase your constellation on the main character. There is only Geo and Anemo available for now, but the rest will come, I'm sure. Overall, I just want to say that the main character is a relatively safe investment, more so if you're a free-to-play player. Don't be afraid to experiment with different characters, but don't spread your resources too thin if you don't want to have problems later on. Just think a bit first before going all in on something in general. Same principles apply to the weapons as well. As for the artifacts, try to match their 4 set bonuses, and since they get an extra stat every 4 levels, I suggest upgrading their levels by 4 at a time. I also suggest saving resources for 3-star or above for weapons and artifacts. As you probably realized, there are elements in the game that interact with each other for different effects, so I suggest changing characters often in combat for elemental combos even if they are low level. For example, you can use Shock with Lisa and Freeze with Kea to get Super Conduct, then switch to your high level DPS for immense damage. Even if your Lisa and Kea are low level, you will get the same Super Conduct effect regardless. The game explains every effect if you pay attention when it appears on your screen. Most effects carry over after you switch characters. For example, you can get in a Noelle shield for your DPS as well before going in on the Super Conduct targets. I also suggest having a Claymore user like Noelle to destroy shields and mine ores faster. You can get a guaranteed Noelle pull if you use the beginner's banner. I suggest you use your wishes in a group of 10. While some people showed that there isn't that big of a difference between single and 10 group pulls overall, it all depends on RNG, so if you're not a lucky person like I am, you can at least get a guaranteed 4-star in a 10 group wish. I also suggest saving your Stardust and Prisma gems for wishes instead of other stuff, since getting more characters is very important. As for the Star Glitter, it's best saved for guaranteed summons in my opinion. For example, you can get Razor or Amber this month. Just hold on to them until someone you like is available in the shop. If you wanna buy Fates for wishes instead, be my guest, but I believe it's kind of setting yourself up for disappointment. If you wanna guarantee a 4-star character, the sure way is to save 14,400 Prisma gems for 90 wishes. There's a pity system that lets you get a 5-star character or item in 90 rolls, but you need to spend all of them on the same banner. As for the fragile resin, hold on to them until AR40. After AR40, you can use them to replace original resin for better domain rewards. It's kinda wasted if you use them early on. Lastly, use your sigils in the shop for materials or cash. Don't let them rot away in a corner. Overall, I hope I've covered all the essentials. After all that, I want to remind you all that this is a game. It's for your enjoyment. It's not a job. Gacha games are slow to progress anyway. You're not really competing against anyone in a real sense in this game. Also, things may get buffed, nerfed as well. Just take it easy. Stop worrying about every detail. Just explore and enjoy the game. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments if you want me to review a specific game. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!